Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work.
Let the conversation begin. This is Let's Talk with your host, Carl Lee.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee, and this is Let's Talk with Carl Lee. I'm here today without my co-host, Hollis Lewis. He, last minute, had to do something. I don't even know really what that is, so I'm going to hold that against him. That could possibly get him out of the studio forever. I don't know. I've got Woody Wood here. You know, everybody knows Woody. Say a little something, Woody.
I told you so. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, what? I was on here. What, week 3, week 4?
Well, I don't know if you counting all the ones that you've just bullied in.
Yeah,
on
I was
the
invited.
I think this might be your second invite.
And yeah, second invite, but I told you so. We'll talk about that later. Talk about the real guests we got in the building.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna introduce this next guest, and there's a reason why he's. And in my mind, there's a reason why he's here, and he's here for this particular show. But I'm gonna give his name, and then I want him to go back. I want him to go back as far back as he can go and give us all the good stuff about him, all the success that he's had coming through. Varian Cunningham. I don't really need to say anymore. There's enough Cunninghams around who's been super successful in sports that I just want him to just give me all of it. Take all the time you need. I want all the good stuff that you've had, man. All the success you've had, and let's make the case now. He is the quarterback, which is a critical piece that we want that I'm gonna bring up later on in the show. Go ahead.
He got me in a different role today. He got me playing backup today. I ain't used to being backup.
Coming off the bench.
Yeah, he got me coming off the bench. But I appreciate the intro, Coach. Thank you, and thank you again for having me back here. You know, Hollis, hopefully I can do a good job in filling in for you, my brother. We miss you.
I don't miss him.
We'll take your time coming back.
There you go.
But Varian Cunningham here, man. Like I said, wow, going back all of my success. Like I said, midget league coach. I've been winning since midget league football, coach. To be honest with you, midget league basketball.
I get it.
All West side.
I want to hear it. I want everybody to hear it.
Well, I know pretty much most of them.
Because you don't get all the time. A lot of times you don't get a chance to give out all the honors that you've got. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure when I get folks on here, especially someone like you, I don't care if it was first grade, you know, and somebody gave you a trophy. If you can remember it, I want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know me, because you know
I do.
When it comes to being quarterback, you know, we give the credit. We don't like to take credit.
I understand that, but I got you the tough seat. I got you the tough seat.
But we'll see if we can share a little bit. But,
yeah, let's do.
But going back to, you know, far like I said, we won't go midget league, but I'll start at junior high. It was junior high. Came in far as it was 7th through 9th grade. Right. Played varsity my 7th grade year, basketball. Didn't play football my 7th grade year. Waited till 8th grade. But 8th grade year, didn't start my 8th grade year. They had a kid in front of me. I came from another school that we combined with, you know, but we won't go there either. But we won't go there, Coach. But I didn't start till my 9th grade year. 9th grade year, we started football. Actually, if you ask me, it's one of the greatest teams to come through the actual Canal Valley, far as junior high, middle school, whatever you want to call it, teams.
Right.
But finished that season undefeated, far as in football, went undefeated in basketball, first team all conference in both. And then also we was undefeated in track until the last 2 meets of the year. We had a kid that quit.
Ooh.
He got in trouble in school, and coach suspended. Coach gave him D-Hall. He didn't like that D-Hall, and so he ended up quitting. And he was a 30-point scorer meet, so we ended up losing that meet, but ended up losing the conference meet and the county meet, or we'd have won a triple crown that year. So that's why it's hard to beat that team, if you ask me, Coach. I can go back, and there's been a lot of good middle school
What year
teams.
was that, V?
80. No, it was 90, 91. 90, 91.
That was Stonewall?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
90, 91.
No.
Yeah. I know Coach Swain coached that team, so we be talking about that because I know it was a couple of teams. Silas and them, they had a good team.
Yeah.
Silas Nazario, and then Kayshawn Haley and all them. Tubbs and them had a good team just a few years ago.
Right.
They just had a real good team.
They just had one this year, but none of them could touch that team you got.
They wasn't big enough. They wasn't big enough. We was all 6'3", 6'2", 6'3" in ninth grade. So these kids nowadays they ain't got them growth spurts. So, but we would have whooped them if you ask me. But as far as high school, now we go to high school. High school got played my 10th grade year. And to be honest with you, Coach, I doubt I would have played, but because we had Chris Henry coming back and he was returning all state.
Right.
Quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? So regarding his situation, so I wouldn't have started at quarterback if he would have came back, to be honest with you. Now, as far as my junior year, at that year we won it.
That's Capital,
we
right?
won Capital. That was our undefeated season, 13-0. I split time with another quarterback, Mike Conliffe, my homeboy. He was sweet, Coach. He was more, and I won't say this too often because I felt like I was a mobile quarterback, but Coach, he was shifty. He was mobile, Coach. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not miss this, because this is still before you had, quote, the mobile black quarterback out there. He wasn't that guy that everybody was really looking for and trying to get on that team.
Right.
He moved the receiver, defensive back, and all of that kind of stuff. The running back, you were going to be something other than the quarterback, and you guys were able to battle at it, and both of you having a level of success.
Yes, sir. Definitely had a level of success that year, which was great. Like you said, I don't know. I can't remember. One of them may have got sophomore of the year that year, to be honest with you, from where we won it. But going in junior year ended up making. I want to say it was all conference, but I don't think it was first team. My junior year, we lost in the semifinals. Tough game against DuPont. Oh God,
that Moss?
Forget it. Yeah, we had some battles. Man. But they always got us when it counted. We beat them in regular season, then they come back in the postseason, man, and they end up knocking us off. But in the semifinals that year, in my junior year, we lost them in the championship game. They beat us in the championship game, but was second team All-State my junior year. Didn't really agree with that, but there was a couple kids, I guess, that was in better offenses that put up more numbers, so I understood it. You know what I mean? I wasn't a numbers guy. Like I said, Coach, I give credit, so long as we winning. But as far as played basketball, was the second 1,000-point scorer in Capital High history. I don't know if people know that, but
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Who was the first?
John Smith.
Don't know him.
John Smith was the guy I played with. He was 2 years older than me.
Word. So y'all had 2,000-point scorers on the same team?
Yeah, he was 2. So I was a sophomore.
He's a senior. Word.
Wow.
Yeah, he was tough. But
let me ask this question. So when you saw him get those points, were you sitting back there thinking like, okay, that's something I want to go after? Or did it just happen? You just made it happen?
I think at the house with my brothers made that happen.
Oh, okay, you know I understand. Yeah.
So you know how they push you because you come home, you got 24 points, and you know what I'm saying? That's not enough. I need 34. You know what I'm saying?
Mom might not even be satisfied with that.
Right. or I need 3 dunks. You know what I'm saying?
Something, yeah.
Which I get it. And that's why my brother, he was like, V, I'm watching Moss. I see Moss is 34. He got 4, 5 dunks. Alley. I'm like, well, that ain't my 34, bro. You know what I'm saying? But first team All-State basketball coach my senior year. We end up losing in the quarterfinals at the Civic Center. But, other than that, and then, far as played it, went to Bethune-Cookman first before I transferred to state and played both basketball and football there. But had to come home. Can't really explain why, but we won't go there. But you know how sometimes you get when you're away from home. So
everybody been there.
But had to come home, and then that's why, like I said, I wouldn't change any other decision that I made that I've made this far. So played at state, quarterback, far as 4 years starter. Got hurt my junior year, Coach. If I wouldn't have got hurt, Coach, I know that. Coach, I'm sorry. I don't really tell too many people about this, Woody Wood, but Coach, I ain't gonna put you out there and tell you that you told people I'm the reason you got fired. But I take it, Coach. I take it. I still got players that's mad at me to this day behind this, because we would have definitely. I think we had a lot. I know they talk about a lot of these teams that they got down there now, Woody Wood, but some of them teams that we had back in the day, I don't know if they really could have played with us, to be honest with you. And that's not taking nothing away from it.
It's not. And to that point, that's the difference, especially in football, the difference in the mentality of the game. Like, and as bad as this may sound, I'm gonna say it because it's what I used to say. Because at that time you didn't, CTE and all that kind of stuff wasn't there.
Right.
Charles Smith and all those kind of guys that were linebackers in our defense.
Studs.
If you
Dogs.
come across
They
the
say
middle,
dogs.
yeah. I mean, like, there was not a single guy that you could say was soft on our defense at all.
Booker.
Damon Booker would knock you out.
Knock himself out,
Yeah,
knocking you out.
He's willing to knock himself out to get you out. But I used to say all the time, like, look, guy come across the middle, you take him out, and let's see if he'll catch another one.
And tell him what you say to the receiver that's got to catch that ball. You just tell, hey, you gonna get hit regardless, so you might as well catch it.
Just in case somebody else is saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
You might as well go ahead and catch it, because, I mean, we're going to throw it again.
And yeah, just think what them receivers would have been like back in the day, Coach, playing now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be willing to run a post pattern against Damon Booker at a free safety. It just wasn't going to happen. But okay, so and I wanted to give that kind of time because I want people to understand. Like I want people to understand that there, West Virginia, the Valley, we have had some phenomenal players that a whole lot of people don't know. We don't do the best job of celebrating our athletes and keeping them. As somebody had made a comment about me trying to be relevant, I always thought the reality was that, where you come from is supposed to help you be relevant.
True.
That's where, you shouldn't have to work to be relevant. You should be, your school, all of these kind of places that you come through should make you relevant.
The work you put in.
The work you put in. It should never be forgotten.
Right.
And my comment is like, okay, I can go north, I can go up north, and I don't have to try to be relevant. I'm going to be relevant.
They know who Carl is.
Yeah, I'm going to be relevant.
Right.
I want guys like V and his brothers who all were great. That family was full of athletes. They need that notoriety. Not to say they need it, but we deserve it.
No doubt.
We have to give it to them so that these kids, and I'll even say parents of some of these kids, understand that you can do it. But what does it take, V?
I agree. I agree, Coach. And I think I think our schools in the system do a bad job
it's terrible.
As far as putting the kids out here, as far as knowing the past.
Right.
These kids don't know the past because there's nothing in Capitol High School, Coach.
It's sad, bro.
They have nothing with that tradition, Coach. There's nothing in there for these kids to really know. But you walk into every other gym in the Valley, you gonna see
something.
Carl Lee. We walk into South Charleston, we gonna see Carl Lee. We walk into GW, we gonna see
Switzer.
When you walk when you walk into DuPont or you see Moss, you know what I mean? So, and St. Albans, but things like that. But you go to Capitol, it's like.
Why is that?
Well,
because I'm not from here.
And here's the other thing. And I am from here. I know Charleston High.
Right.
I know the old Charleston High.
And Stowe, they don't have none of that, Coach.
Mike Tyson.
Right.
I mean, this dude was the fastest dude ever. And, got nothing.
Wow.
And then when it was Charleston High and Stonewall, bro, you had so much talent in these high schools, back in the day, junior highs. And there's no these young kids have no idea of who you are.
Right.
I think I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. It makes no sense.
I don't know, Coach. I don't know if social media has took away from, because we watched the news back then. I don't know. We would always like Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights, bro. We was like, what's the highlights?
VCR on record.
Who doing something tonight? So and now like social media, and I guess social media is putting it more out there. I guess, and all of these kids are on social media rather than really like on the news outlets.
But the problem with social media is it's now. Like you can't, you ain't gonna jump on social media and then go throw down and put your stats down there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But somebody from Cap needs to do some research and put these guys up on the wall and say, hey, this is our history.
And so I know, Coach, we used to go, we wanted to go watch them play. They said, the older guys in our community was our idols. So we looked up to them when we was on the C team and they was on the A team. And we watching them. Them is the guys that we imitating that we want to be. We didn't have trainers and stuff to work us out. We see somebody do a move.
You working on that.
I'm gonna try that move. You know what I'm saying? So those was our idols. That's who we looked up to. And now I don't know if like where the community is so far apart now, Coach. You know what I mean? So and I don't know if it's the kids don't know, if they don't know the older kids. Like maybe they don't go to the middle school games or the high school games, so they don't know these kids that's out there playing.
I'm watching kids, at the South Charleston High School games, and they've got, the middle school kids on the sideline, and and they're losing. But the guys on the kids on the sideline, they got the glasses on, sunglasses. It's a night game. I got a cousin who is in part doing the same thing, but they don't know no different.
Right.
They don't know. See, now they're thinking that they're cool because they're in the middle school and they're getting ready to step up to the high school, and they're gonna be the guy on that field getting blasted, and all of a sudden, you got these middle school kids on the bench dancing and being cool, but that ain't something you're gonna be okay with. But the reason is they don't understand.
Because that's not what they come. They're not used to it.
They're not used to it.
Yeah, so it's like culture shock, Coach. I ain't used to lose, so it's like, how do I respond to this? And I know it's hard for a lot of the kids that's there now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's going through it, but we, and like it builds character, Coach. So you can't quit in a time like this.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you, Coach Varian. You got him at a young age over at Westside Biddy Ball.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just gonna speak on Capital because that's a school I really love. Are the kids at that age talking about like going to Westside, going to Capital, or
that's all that we preach is Westside. We emulate Westside Middle School. You know what I'm saying? They're from there.
Your brother's a coach.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So we've been doing the same thing since we was coach. So
you can tell.
Right. So everything that follows, right? So from All-Star, from Biddy League up to the middle school, same.
What do you think, to follow up on what your question, what do you think makes that kid or that household make that decision knowing that history? What makes that parent or what makes that kid say, hey, I want to go to such and such? Like, because I don't know what you could say to me to get me to leave once I have committed to something.
Or leave my friends that I've made or bonded with. So that since we was 7 years old, Coach. So, but it's so I think travel ball has changed everything, Coach, which plays a big part in this, which makes it a lot easier for these kids to
get
go
used
and play
to go play because it's somebody they know.
Because it's somebody else that I've played with this guy, so I got a friend over here that I could go, you know what I mean, easy, make that adjustment. He'd make the transition smooth, you know what I mean, the family, whatever. So and it's so an easier transition because you build these families now through travel ball. So you got connection, so it makes it a lot easier for these kids to up and move. And I don't think that it would be a kid would just up and move if everything is like you said, you know what I'm saying? If we going, like you said, we know all of our crew is going, we all going to keep this thing rolling. We going to.
I can remember playing with Harold Pennell, Greg Young, Jeff Mallory, you know, all these guys that's in my community. And I knew I was going to see them like every year we were going to be on a team to play.
Right.
Football, basketball, track, baseball, whatever it was, we were going. It was going to be the same group of guys. We didn't expect to see you show up. We didn't expect Woody to show up because I know we're going to play against y'all. And I can't wait till we play against you.
Right.
But to your point, me and Woody played travel ball together. And now I might want to transfer over with him to the school and play with him.
Just imagine it. And that's what you see a lot of. Like, just imagine if we keep that same travel ball team together and we all go to that same school. Now we're a powerhouse. You know what I mean? So and sometimes it could happen easily nowadays, Coach, to be honest with you. Because like you said, you build these relationships with these kids and with these families that, you know, and they talk at an early age.
Right.
So they talking at an early age from third grade. Let's keep this train roll. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Middle school and everything.
So is travel ball the blame, or is the recruiter that's that's in and around the high school that's.
I can't even blame any of that, Coach, to be honest with you. I mean, like you said, if you doing the right thing, why are kids wanting to leave?
Mm-hmm.
And see, I get that. I get that. And I think, Woody, you okay? You agreed with that?
I took pride in playing for my community. So there was nowhere that I wanted to play anywhere. They tried, like I said, I might have told you this before, but they tried to get me to transfer to DuPont my senior year.
Yeah, you did.
To play with Mawson. You know what I mean? But I'm not leaving my friends that I've already grew up with. You know what I mean? Why would I leave them and we just as good, if not better, than DuPont? You know what I mean? So why would I leave that, Coach, to go play with that?
Well,
it's my community.
Well, and if you go, now you got a stacked team that the game that you're playing against anybody ain't even worth playing.
Right.
Like, I don't want to play against somebody who I just know we just going to beat down.
Like you said, I want to compare. I'm looking for that game on the schedule.
I want you.
You know
what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro, I want you. You know, I want to go against you because you the man. Everybody's saying be the man. Okay, well, I want to get some of him.
Yeah, I need that. Right.
I don't know where that's gone. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Contact Carl Lee on email. Let's talk carllee@gmail.com or text 409-422-7539.
You're listening to Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Email letstalk@promessage.com or call 304-342-8131. For more information, visit WCHSnetwork.com/Let's Talk. Now, back to the conversation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and we're going to get right back into the conversation. And V, you were saying at the break, you all might have even heard it. You were talking about how you didn't want to leave, you wouldn't leave your guys, and a little bit more about. Give us a little bit more about where you were heading with that.
Yeah, as far as my mentality, as far as, like I said, just leaving my community. It was, I mean, it was our crew. I guess you say crew. You got this West Side. I mean, you know what I'm saying. So I can't leave my friends or my homeboys over here because I know that I see every day on a regular basis outside of school, not just in school. You know what I mean? We hang out outside of school, 2nd Avenue. We would, you know what I mean?
And didn't you kind of hate, not a bad hate because you didn't really even know him. There was nobody that played on Dunbar's team back in the day when Dunbar had their own school. There was nobody at Dunbar, nobody at Charleston, nobody Stonewall. I ain't like none of them. You know, I ain't know who they were, but you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I want to beat you.
Right.
You know, I ain't coming over and hanging out with you.
That was real.
I'm trying to beat you.
That was real.
Am I wrong? Is
I'm
that how
with
it was?
No, that's exactly how it was.
Question for you. When you said they wanted you to go to DuPont, now you ain't got to put no names out there. Who was the they? Was it the the players at DuPont, like, yo, come and rock with us, we're gonna win it? Was it an outside source? Was it a coach? Who was the they that, or was it your parents? Because some of the parents, like, they want you to go somewhere else because it's a better
It might be
opportunity.
better situation. Yeah.
No, my mom 86'd that off the jump.
That's my point.
Mom 86'd it off the jump, so she didn't even give me a chance to even. But like I said, I wasn't gonna go. But it was actually, you know, like I said, I was friends with a few of the players, but I'm sure they looked at it just like how I was looking at it. I'm sure they wanted to compete with me, compete against me just as well as I wanted to compete against them. But it was more, like you said, our travel ball coach, which is one who really threw it out there, coach. So that's what I said. So
you know how that works. Yeah.
So it was a travel ball coach who really, you know, threw it out there because, you know, the coaches couldn't really say anything back then. But I knew all the coaches.
But Mama Rosebud put it like, yo, you sticking with. That's the point. That's the point I'm making.
And I can make a case. I can make a case that ain't nobody gonna go to Rosebud and try to convince her some other kind of way.
And the dude, it was a bad dude. My AU coach was a bad dude because you might remember Tim Floyd.
Yeah.
Tim Floyd was a bad dude. But he tried to convince her. But like you said, she wasn't having it. Like I said, he was like, I'd make sure he get to school. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go anyway. But yeah, he was just trying to. He knew who he had to talk to.
Right.
And anybody, and love her to death. If you want to talk about a mom that is proud of her kids and gonna stand behind them, Miss Rosebud is that woman. She is that woman. And hands off. Yeah, she the real deal. And will tell you the truth easy. Like, it ain't hard for her to tell you the truth. You ask her a question, you better be prepared to get the answer. Because she's going to give it to you. She's going to give it to you. All right, so let's switch gears here just a little bit. So I got a hit on Facebook the other day. Making the case that, you know,
Woody.
that I'm using the show to talk about kids. I don't know if I've said a kid's name here, and the only name that I did use, which is where it came from, okay, I thought that it was the dad. I got the names mixed up, okay? So if you're gonna call me out on Facebook, talking about kids, let me do you a better thing. And I made it very clear. When I'm talking on Facebook, if your name ain't in it, I guarantee you know who it is. You know, if I don't call you out, I'm talking to somebody.
Right.
And the only people who needs to know are the people who I'm talking to.
Right.
Now, Brother Tommy can send me all the text messages that he wants, okay? Or all the Facebook messages that he wants, okay? I ain't talking about your kid. I ain't never seen him play. I'm not that interested in sports to the degree of I got to go watch every single game. I'm watching games now probably for this.
Gotcha.
You know, or I'm going to my high school to see a game. Hard for me to go somebody else's to watch a game, you know. Now, with that being said, interesting games. And let me say what he said in case everybody don't know. He said I should be happy. I guess I'm happy. He's telling me he guesses I'm happy because Hurricane lost. And then he went into me talking about the kids who transferred. I ain't said nothing about none of the kids transferred. The kids that I know that transfer are good kids and good players.
Right.
I ain't a hater on a good player and good kids.
Right.
Why am I gonna hate on them? I don't like the process. Ryan Wells, the dude who got us here, he's so scared he won't respond back. I'm sending him messages, people reposting it. He don't want to talk to me.
Right.
Because he ain't got nothing to say to me. Because he can't make his bill go make sense to me. All I'm asking is if the transfer bill is good. Okay? If it's good, why are we seeing these crazy scores? You said something about competition. Everybody wants competition. Whatever field they want competition.
Right.
What do you got? Everybody who's got a voice on the radio all over the state. You want to be the best one.
No question.
You don't want that guy sitting beside you. You don't want to call him and have him sit beside you.
Right.
B, you know you the quarterback, and I recruit another quarterback in the state. You like, what coach doing? Oh, I'm going to shut this guy down.
Yeah, you can come
I
on
think
there.
that was the problem at Hurricane. I'm going to be honest, man. Number 7, he took him to the semi-states. I think he
At
threw
quarterback
at
last
quarterback. Yeah, I think he threw for like 2,600 yards. Like he had a
great
as
year
a
last
sophomore.
year. Had a great year.
So if I'm the quarterback doing that at a sophomore, I should never lose my job as a junior. There's no way I lose my job. He lost his job, but in credit to the kid, he's like, all right, I'll play safety and running back and just dog there.
Right.
But it showed at the end who was the better quarterback, who fits the system. And I'm not talking about the kids. If I'm a head coach and a dad called me like, bro, I got the 6'1" quarterback that can come. I got a quarterback, bro. You might want to talk to GW. My quarterback with me. That's what type of I can't give up his spot. I can't give 7 spot away, man. I can't.
I get that, but like you said, it's all about like Coach Lee just said, man. It's about competition. Each year, you have to compete for your job, man. Nothing is given. So I know that anything could happen at any point.
V, you didn't compete at Capital. You had a job after you won it. You ain't have to worry about no transfer coming in taking Varian spot.
Well, you know why? But you know why? Remember I told you the kid that was shifty that played that we rotated in and out my sophomore year. He didn't play my junior year. So he made my job a lot easier.
I'm talking about somebody coming in though. You knew you was gonna be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, because it wasn't nobody coming in behind me that was.
I feel
you know what I mean.
But the difference in that
is I was an upper class. There's no, and this guy's coming in. He was underclass. This guy's a senior coming in. So it's a little different there. I get what you saying, Drosky. But
as a head coach, and I'm not knocking.
And I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you one who we sitting with right here. I'm gonna give you this prime example of what he did to me. Like he just said when I was at college. I mean, like I said, that year I got hurt, I tore my ACL. You know what I mean? So he got to recruit. I mean, it's a business. I understand. He got to bring in other people to play. So he don't know if I'm going to be ready, how I'm going to be coming off this ACL. So he recruited other quarterbacks and told me at that point when it got back to me was like he didn't know if I was going to be ready. So I had to call Coach. I'm like, Coach, somebody called me and told me that you said I wasn't going to be ready, that somebody else going to be starting. And he was like, well, who did I tell it to? And this is after starting. This is my senior year.
Yeah.
This is my senior year. I'm going into my senior year. Y'all hear that? Senior year, not sophomore, junior. Going into my senior year. So it's like, I don't know if you're gonna be ready.
And that what? How did that make you feel, bro? Like
I told you I called him, but
two grown men having a conversation. He called,
and we talked. And that's what he told me. He was like, "Who did I tell?" He was like, "I meant for it to get back to you to light that fire under you, so it would make you ready for that season." And that's what it did. It just put fire. It fueled fire. Put that fuel in me to get to work, bro. So that all that summer, bro, I'm just working out. I'm in the weight room. I'm running. I'm on the treadmill. I'm throwing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So ain't no way nobody taking my position. So I'm ready for that competition. I'm not gonna leave and run just because he say I got to compete for my job.
I'm with you on that. I mean, and 7 didn't run. I mean, he went. I mean, what did he rush for? 1,400 yards.
No,
he
had a heck of a year. He probably gonna make All-State as a running back.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. But I don't blame it on 7. I mean,
No.
6. I don't blame it on 6.
Me
either.
neither.
I don't blame it on 6.
I blame it on the head coach. I think the head coach got to protect his starting quarterback and say, I got a quarterback.
You can't. To me, and let's make it. I always like to put this out there, but I got a player that I coach who knows me well. I may not be the perfect coach or the great X and O kind of guy. I may not be that, and I'll accept that. But what I do know is the best thing that you can do is if you can create competition, you're going to get the best out of everybody that's there. Amen. When you say, you do this, you gone. And I'll put somebody else in, chances of that guy doing that is slim and none. Now, people say they don't like dictatorships as coaches. It did not hurt me at all at State because I feel like in that situation there were players who were great players who just had never put any time in.
Right.
And I knew also how to fight for a player. You know, Charles Smith, they were trying to put him out.
Right.
I didn't know he would go on and become a player of the year. I just knew he was a guy that I didn't believe they had the right to put out. So I'm fighting for him. But you're late, you do something wrong, there's consequences to that.
Right. Right. And that's life. Coach.
Yes.
It's life.
And what I think has happened is coaches now are taking that best player and patting him on the head and making him like, you know, I can't do without you, so I ain't gonna punish you, you know. And I get it. You know, we were joking the other day at homecoming, or the spring game, that people used to say that I used to, you know, take it easy on B compared to some other players. And I said, well, I ain't dumb, you know. I got a check coming in. He helping that, you know. But all jokes aside, though, I think the most important thing that I think what kids and parents are missing now, it is the benefit of competition. Not the winning and losing is the smallest piece.
Right.
The biggest piece is the competition.
Yeah.
And see, what happened to Hurricane was they got competition. They showed up and competed.
Parkersburg was ready.
Parkersburg was ready.
Parkersburg was ready.
And now all of a sudden, where you thought you was okay, you thought that, oh, we can just walk into this one
to get the next
and
week.
get to, and we already had who did not think that they were going to go to the state.
Me. I got it on record.
Okay. Okay.
On this show.
You know, and to Bellatombi's question, was I happy that they lost? Yeah.
You was?
Yes.
Why?
Not because of the kids.
But just
The adults in the room. The adults in the room.
Was that
They don't like me.
Was that onside kick, coach?
Yeah.
That onside kick, coach? Did they have a little...
Yeah. You thought that was funny? You thought that was cool? I should have a right to say, oh y'all lost. Right. See ya.
And it's not. I don't think you're talking about.
I'm not talking about the kids.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the kids. No.
As being a head coach and anything and being
You
a
to
man,
blame.
yeah, you to blame.
You
Like
to
it
blame.
is what it is.
They didn't have no problem blaming me at South Charleston when I got there.
Oh yeah, they blame you. Like,
yeah.
Coach, I will never blame a kid for anything and a loss for anything.
No.
Right.
No.
But how the parents try to twist it and say, man, you're talking about the kids. No. And I don't think you are. Nobody in this room gonna talk about them babies. We love them babies.
I don't look,
but we got the right to talk about Donnie. He's 43 years old. I can talk about you just like he can talk about me.
Right.
I got a kid who left South Charleston. Well, first of all, I posted about Wayne the other day.
Right.
About, you know, his injury and how great and hope he come back. He left.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I ain't mad at that brother for leaving.
Right.
I got a kid whose dad I coached who left and also was interested in maybe me working with him on some steps and stuff and bump and run and all that. What do I say? Yes.
Right.
I ain't got nothing against the kids.
Right.
Sports is perfect. It's what the parents and the adults in the room do. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do it, and I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, if you don't do it to a way that I like it, because if I don't do it the way you like it, you're going to critique it.
Right.
I got a right to critique you. You know,
but it goes with your territory, coach.
It is.
I mean, it goes with your territory. Like you said, you coached and you've been criticized. So I've coached, I've been criticized. You know, I'm sure you've been criticizing what you do, Joe. So it go with your territory. So it is what it is.
If you didn't see me at State, if you didn't see what I and I'm taking credit. If you didn't see me at State, if you looked at the record, oh, you missed me at State. You missed my coaching at State. If you thought, oh, he ain't had no winning record. If you thought that mattered to me, you missed State.
Right.
So you miss State and you miss my guys and you missed the relate. Because if my guys thought it was just about me, I don't have the friendships that I do.
So let me ask you this, Coach. I jump on Donnie because he don't have a winning record. And like he's 4-7 and 8 and 3 and 7 and got like the talent at that South Charleston school. He had a lot of talent go through him, from the A.D. Cunninghams to the Derek Pitts to the Kentrell Greers to the Wayne Harrison to the So am I judging Coach Mays wrong? Because you said if I look at your record and don't look at what happened in the locker room, Well, the question is what is he doing in the locker room?
That's what I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know. I don't really know that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing:
I don't know what he's doing in the locker room.
I think you could judge a coach, and I've been saying this for years, how many players come back and watch him coach. Like how many former players on the sideline, how many players in the locker room. That's how I look like, they really rock with them. Right. Like I judge employees or ex-employees that still rock with me besides this job. This job is nothing but a job, but we joined a friendship, and they come to the Tricker Beats. They come to the backpack giveaways. They help me out, and not getting a quarter off of it.
Right.
I'm like, these my homies. So that's how I look at coaches. Like, do you have players on the sideline that graduated 4 years ago that's rocking with you?
No, that's success stories.
But
here's success story right there.
Yeah, and here's the other piece. It's not just that piece of it, but the lessons that they got from you. Because they watch you. They listen to you. They listen to what you say. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you that every kid that V has touched,
they coming back on the sideline with him.
Coming back on the sideline with him.
1,000%.
And I'm going to make the case he probably told some off, told them said some bad things to them, but where are they going to be? Right there by his hip.
No doubt.
And see, to me, that matters. Did I want to win at state? Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Who don't want to win?
No, who don't want to win?
Right.
I'm a guy who is always put in work and trying to get the results from it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I realized that at state, I was going to have to find a way to get money, find a way to get scholarships, because we wasn't going to be able to recruit if we didn't have no scholarships.
Right.
I mean, these dudes is down there playing practically for free.
Right.
I found ways to fix that and make it work, give them scholarships to take some of that.
Coach, yeah. I mean, the facilities, we can't even discuss. The facilities wouldn't be half as what they were now if it wasn't from him, to be honest with you. I mean, the weight room, even just where he started with the weight room.
Right.
You know
we didn't have a weight room.
Weight room was the bathroom that Reverend Watts showed on Facebook the other day. That was our weight room.
Yeah.
That was our weight room, bro.
Wow.
I mean, it was that bad, man. You know what I mean? And so for people to really judge Coach off of that, like you said, I mean, it's really hard to judge somebody. It's hard to win at state, bro.
Y'all can tell me I'm wrong if I'm judging Mays wrong.
No, because it go with the territory, bro. It goes with the territory. I want you to blame me rather than you blame them kids.
Yeah, don't blame my kids.
I want you to blame me. I want you to blame me because it's my fault I didn't have them kids ready. I didn't put them kids in the right spot, or I wasn't prepared as a coach.
And the thing I was not going to let any of my players be or do was to think that they were just going to show up and play.
Right.
They wasn't just going to come up and get a jersey and helmet and start. No, you got to give me some leadership. You got to give me some work. You got to be out front. You got to run. When we doing conditioning, don't be in the back. You better be up front. If you the number one QB, right, you better get up front. You better do the right stuff.
Right.
You can't. Here's the biggest problem I think that we make, or coaches make in high school, is they want to treat those star guys with rubber gloves. Like they don't want anything.
Or afraid to say something.
Afraid to say something to them. They don't want to yell at them. They don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. And I ain't saying that's not happening. But I'm just saying that if you're doing that, you're ruining that kid for being able to make it to college.
Yeah, because if he can't take it,
he gonna get it in college.
I promise you gonna get yelled at.
You're gonna get it in college. And I said this before. I went down to Marshall's practice, and I'm sitting there in the bleachers. I was just down there, because I was doing the color, so I wanted to come check out practicing, watching, see how Coach Huff is and all that. Man, look at here. Yelling and screaming at everybody. Did anything go wrong? He yelling and screaming, and he letting you know he wants it fixed. He wants it done. And that's college.
Right.
And you walk in there being a star, a freshman star into college, you better be somebody. Like, I mean, you better be. You can't go to state right now. You can be the best player on your team. Mm-hmm. And you think, and a lot of these kids don't want to go to state. They don't want to go to UC. Man, y'all don't have a clue what kind of talent that's down there.
Oh yeah,
you walk down there and you think you're gonna walk in and get in one of those 11s.
Right.
You better be looking at one of those special team 11s.
Yeah.
You know, you better be a kicker or a snapper or a holder or something like that, because that's where you're gonna be. Because the reality of it is, football is a game, man. Like that, you can't look for somebody to hug you. You can't look for somebody to love on you. That don't work.
Let me ask this. Both of y'all play. I'm sorry, bro. Is it the parents? So like if like Carl, you had 8 people transfer, and the rumor is you was too hard. You like, yo, man, he wanted to pull up our pants. He wanted to not wear a hat. We couldn't wear socks on this. Is it the parents that saying, okay, we're going to leave? Because
I mean, that could have something to do with it. I mean, that could have something to do with it. Or, you know, maybe the kid ain't used to that structure or that discipline. But if he's trying to do this, he's going to have to get used to it. Because like I said, if it's what you want to do, because once you go to college, it starts at 6 a.m. and it's a structure. And if you can't abide by this, itinerary.
I got an idea. We need to have a parent seminar. Leave the kids out of it. Because I think the kid's going to take whatever the coach tells them. Like, I don't know one kid that quick could get yelled at.
Well, like coach said too, and I don't know, I want to coach that good kid. So I'm gonna talk to that good kid. I'm gonna let him know.
Right.
I'm gonna be on you all season. I'm coaching you.
Right.
I'm gonna coach you. It ain't nothing personal, but I'm gonna coach you. So that way, if they know they see me coaching this good kid as hard as I'm coaching him,
they fall in line with it.
Like,
I know this.
And you coach with love. So I pour love into these kids. So if you pour love when you coach into these kids, and the passion that I coach with, they see, they ain't gonna have no choice but to see that I love them, and they'll do anything you want for. They'll do anything for you, and you can coach them how you want to coach them.
I'll make this case for all my haters. For 90% of the guys that I touched at state, they know that if there was something that they need from me, no matter how much I yelled, screamed, did whatever, if they needed something from me, they know I would do anything I possibly could. Mm-hmm. And again, I'll go back to Charles Smith. Here's a brother who they going to throw off campus for legitimately no reason. He got a scholarship. He was supposed to have had a waiver. He was supposed to have a waiver. And then the coach got fired. So I come in, so he was already there a semester. So the coach had never put the waiver on him. So now he got this semester and that semester, and he got to pay that now.
Wow.
Or they kicking it.
They kicking him out. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. He ain't got nothing to do with it. That was an offer that he had. He was supposed to get. No, all we know is we don't have it. I said, okay. Well, here's what we'll do. He's on a waiver now for this coming season. So now he only owes this last season. But I went and got that money.
Word.
And we paid that. We got that paid.
Yeah.
Going a little bit further, some of those people that was in the circle of that, but they didn't have no job. Because that was whose fault is it if I don't pay?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ain't you supposed to tell me that I ain't paid? Right. Aren't you supposed to say that I can't go to class or something, do something?
Yeah.
So somebody, y'all let him go all the way. Yeah. Y'all let him go all the way to second semester, and he like everything good.
you know me get that notification midway through the first semester.
Thank you. Somebody dropped the ball.
Semester. It's like
somebody dropped the ball.
Like, are we gonna drop you out of these classes?
So to me, I get it. I get love. I get love. I ain't loving on you. I'm going to give you some tough love.
Right.
I'm going to give you what that parent kind of love used to be. Mm-hmm. I can't say that's how it is or it isn't now because everybody different. But I know my mom and dad gave me some super hard, tough love. Be in by dark. Don't let the street lights catch you. Mm-hmm. Right. But one light on, you in trouble.
You're in trouble.
If it flicks on.
With rules, Coach.
Yeah, it's just
all that's rules.
And see, what we don't understand is this game is going to end. It's going to end for everybody who plays it. I don't care if you get to Sunday. It's going to end. What are the lessons that you have learned? What did you get from this game?
That's going to carry you the
That's
rest of your
going to carry
life.
the rest of your life.
Carry you the rest of your life.
Dress code? What if you got a job that you got to wear a suit and tie? You ain't coming in with no shorts on.
Well, they talk like they talk about Deion. Deion.
Thank
Coach
you.
Prime is the hottest thing going right now.
And
Nick
he is
Saban,
strict. And he
Nick
is
Saban. Kirby Smart. I mean, we can go on down the line. I mean, we can go to basketball. We can even go basketball if you want to name basketball coaches. But all of these coaches, you might think that, but bro, there's discipline involved.
100%.
There's discipline involved.
If you don't think Deion, if Deion is a new school coach, if you ain't seen the show, if you ain't watched the show, because right, was it a sock? It was a socks. Dude had the wrong socks on.
Yeah, he old school.
Yeah.
He can. But
And
he
he's
old
like,
school,
no.
but he can relate to the new school.
He's the perfect mix
Right.
of old school and new school.
Right.
You know, and what his old school are the rules.
Right. The
And they're
discipline.
unbreakable.
The discipline, like you said, you late.
You late. Yeah, late is
They
late.
know
He
what it
benched
is.
his son in the championship game.
Yes,
Late is
sir.
late.
Yes, sir.
Late is late.
Yeah,
Late
yeah.
is late. Bro.
Yeah.
And so I'll say again. I'll go back and I'm going to say this to the audience. My issue is not any kid. Your kid can do what he wants to do. My issue is with how he is able to do what he wants to do, because you don't want him to do what he wants to do. You got rules for him. You join a team sport. There's a rule. There are rules. There's rules on the team, and there's rules that oversee everybody who's under that umbrella.
Right.
Every school, every team, everybody's got some form of a rule. You got to follow that. You don't get to be you. Okay? If you want to be you, do you. Get on Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff and do you. But you can't say that you're going to get on a football team. You want to play football.
Man, that's it for individual sport. That's more like track.
Yes. Go run track. Say you want to be the
Golf.
best 100-meter guy. Now you can train however you want. You only you getting the blame when you win and lose, right, and the credit.
Right.
In football, you can be the best quarterback in the world. Okay? But if you don't have all the system, you may not get seen, or you may not get to perform at the highest level of your talent because of the people around you. But it's a team. You said 3, 4, 5, 6 times about I just couldn't leave. I couldn't leave. There was no way I could leave my guys where I've been playing.
Coach, I couldn't
That's
leave
why-
state. I couldn't leave state, Woody Wood.
I'm with you. I don't think the players want to leave. I
but-
think it's their parents that say they.
I don't know if they-
Which I get. If a parent don't feel like their kids are happy, if they don't feel like with the situation, I feel you. I mean,
But do you think they really know? Do you think they really know, like, what's really in the?
I don't. I mean, I don't. Some of them may. I can't speak for all of them, to be
Right.
honest with you. I don't. To be honest with you, I can just go by what I'm hearing,
Right,
and what I'm seeing. So I can't blame some of these parents, to be honest with you, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. We got to do better. To be honest with you, we got to do better, Coach.
And I give you that. I'm not saying every situation is perfect, but I think the reality of allowing your kid to face some adversity. You don't look like teams who've been winning, and then all of a sudden, when all of a sudden somebody jumping on them, they don't know what to do because they so used to winning. Now they don't know what to do.
Right.
And you don't want your kid being that kid. You want, if I've never had any adversity, the very first time I'm having it, what am I going to do?
Right.
And I think what's happening now is we're trying to teach our kids, no, you don't want to go through that. I want to make it the best that I can do. Because here's the thing, I'm not going anywhere I ain't playing.
Right.
I don't want to win a championship. I don't want B to win a championship from me. If I'm a player and he a player and I'm on a team, he on a team, his team might win. I'm not coming to his team so he can win me a championship. I want my own, and if I can't get my own,
I want to go through him to get.
Yes, I want to. I want to see him.
I mean, we see it ain't like that no more, man. It ain't. I mean, we see it.
Well, like I said, and I think it all goes back to the community. Be honest with you, I don't know if there's any pride in the schools any longer.
I give you that.
I don't think the community really rep the school like they used to back in the day, or support the school like they used to back in the day. I know when we played, man, on Friday night, had Laley Field, that it's packed.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
it's packed.
right,
Yeah.
right.
It's packed, and we playing DuPont, South Charleston. It's packed.
Yeah, every Friday.
Standing room only. I mean, every Friday they shutting stores down to come to the game. But that goes back too far as like the community knew the kids.
Right.
The community knew who was playing. V and them playing tonight.
Yeah.
We
got to be there.
We going to the game
early.
tonight.
You know you got to go early.
Or like when Charleston High playing, Stonewall playing, like John Jones and them playing tonight. Fort Davis, Wayne Casey and them. Man, we going to the game.
Yeah, I do think when you say it that way, I don't know if I have felt that feeling in a long time, or get the feel of people or parents, or just, I don't know, just like the fan base, the community base. I don't see them in that space of like, oh gosh, this is the game. We got to come. Even if it wasn't a big game,
right?
They coming. They coming.
Right.
They just coming to sit there to watch the game.
Right.
But unfortunately, the bad part about it is now is the scores, man. You ain't sitting out there in the cold.
Well, Coach, you ain't got to be out there long. They running the clock, so that second half is about 15 minutes long, man. That game over with.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, man, that game over with so quick.
Hey, Coach, before you wrap up, I know we got a signal. You put something on Facebook, V, maybe a week ago. You said, I'm ready to coach now.
We coming, Drosky. Coach Prime say we coming.
Hey, you said, I'm ready to coach.
I wasn't even going to touch that. I wasn't going to touch it.
What was that about, man?
I'm ready, but because I'm tired of seeing my Cougars getting jumped on like it every week. I'm at the game every Friday. I'm up at Laley Field, man. Went to a few road games, but I'm there every night. And I'm watching. I'm getting tired of watching it, to be honest with you too. And I got a lot of kids that's on this team that might be thinking about going elsewhere. But I'm trying to regroup my city, man. We got to get my Cougars back up to where they supposed to be, man.
So we're gonna see you in blue and gray next year.
Hopefully y'all see me in blue and gray next year.
That's an admission. That's an admission.
We got something out of it.
And look,
hopefully.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna put a little pressure on them because some people are better when they have pressure on them.
Yeah, he's quarterback. Get it.
Yeah. So I told somebody that's aware of all of this kind of stuff that's floating around here. Because I've been grabbing pieces out of the air myself, but I wasn't gonna touch it. So since you brought it up, but I'm going on record tonight.
On record, Hollywood. You hear that, Hollywood? He on record, Hollywood.
I'm on record. I'm on record here. I believe going forward, the next best great head coach is sitting across from me in his seat right now.
Man, thank you, Coach. Man.
You are the second all-pro athlete to say that. Randy Moss said that, too, at the dinner. He stood up and said, in very, a country voice, Varian Cunningham don't get no head coaching job around here. I'm going to lose mine. You was there. I mean, he was there.
Look, I say this because, one, quarterbacks are so freaking smart with the game. He can take a quarterback and make him something. It's hard to coach a quarterback if you don't know nothing about quarterback.
Right.
So people who are trying to coach quarterbacks who don't know quarterbacks, that quarterback's pretty good, and you just giving him bits and pieces of stuff that ain't necessarily going to help him, but it don't hurt him.
Right.
He can now take a quarterback and put them in all the right positions. He knows when to run, when not to run. He knows how to throw it, where to throw it. He got all the drills. He's got the brain, okay?
And willing to learn more. And if and the first time he comes to me and says, Coach, I want to know defense. But we sitting down and we gonna make sure he knows every bit
that I can give him.
Watch this, V. Watch this. Hold on, Coach. Now, Carp said he asked you for that. You ain't show up.
You see that? I told you.
Hey,
I'm one of his guys.
see, this is why. This two things here. This is why this is his last time on the show, and he's right.
Hey, hold on, Carp. One more.
All right.
If you do get a job at Capitol, how are you going to keep our kids that's coming from West Side and Horseman to go to Capitol High School?
Oh, before you answer that, to your question.
Which one?
That one. To him.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going to answer from me.
Okay.
Okay. I know where it was directed, but I'm taking rank here for a second.
You got it.
It's a Carl Lee show. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's the Carl Lee show. I got to listen to you upstairs. So this gentleman to my left, okay, everything about him speaks winning. Okay? Everything about him is learning. Like he just said, "Oh, I'm willing to learn."
Right.
Okay? His future, everything about this man, he is perfect, and he's got any kid who's ever been on the West Side that he's touched, they ain't leaving.
True.
Ain't no. Go ask him to come. If and when this comes out, okay, that he's coaching, you have to understand, like, these kids, right, he the God. Like, he's their guy.
I agree.
They know I love him, Coach. I like
ain't
to
nothing
say,
I can go to them and say, hey, no. Look, you better off coming over here. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. Right. All right. And they're going to be right there with him. So that's what I think. I think because he's got the touch. He's had these kids for a long time through youth, through middle school, and now he got a chance to put his hand on them again at the high school. I'm going to leave. I remember him yelling at me back then. I want him to yell again.
Yeah.
It's just they love that yell. They love it because what? They think he cares. That's that. I just had to put that out there even before he answered it because I just know.
I appreciate that, Coach. I truly do, man. I love you from the bottom of my heart, Coach. So, and to do anything for you, like you say for me, man. So the feeling is mutual, right back at you, man. But to answer your question too, just to react, like a lot of what he said, Coach, what he would, but it's gonna be a program, man. So a lot of these parents, they want to see programs. They want to see the weight program. They want to see our kids lift, and they want to do these camps and everything. Now there's a process to all that, but we're gonna do everything that they want. Now we're gonna be at the midget league, Coach. We're gonna be down there. We want these kids to know them. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be at the middle school. So like I said, I want these kids out here. I want the community to know these kids. We got to get the community back. I need the community supporting the Cougars back, Woody Wood.
No doubt.
That's the only way the program can thrive. Right. So without the community, we can't thrive. Right. You know what I mean? The funding, you already know what the money situation is. Mm-hmm. So we need the community. So we gonna get these kids out in the community. These kids, they gonna the community know these kids. Right on. When they see these kids, you know what I mean? They gonna at the store, whatever. Oh, you such and such. You play for. You know what I mean? So we want to I want to bring it back to the old school, Coach. Like you said, where I was looking up to these kids know when they growing up. I want to go there. I want to play there. Or I want to go see him play. I want to go see that. But just bringing back that tradition of love because it's still there. And a lot of these parents that that's leaving, they still love it. You know what I mean? Yep. They still love it, Coach. We just got to reiterate and bring it back. Well,
I'll close on this note. Charleston, you got a challenge. Because there's going to be a situation in which you're going to have to trust some coaches. You don't judge them, support them.
Amen.
Because at the end of the day, they're touching your kids. Mm-hmm. Your kids are responsible to learn what they're supposed to get. You don't know what they're getting. You might not even know what it is. So trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the men that will be doing this, and you'll be better for it. You'll be much better for it, and the team will be better as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate this time. This is Carl Lee, and this is Let's Talk, and we'll be back at you again later.
The opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of WVRC Media, its management, employees, or sponsors. Contact Carl Lee on email, letstalkcarllee@gmail.com, or text 409-422-7539.